Anthony Sebale. You're still watching Financial Markets. You can follow us on our social media platforms at, Twitter, that is at Smart24, and on Facebook at Smart24 TV Official. And we will be giving you all the latest updates and the information that you need concerning business. Now, we are still looking into some of the stock market news, especially from international scene. Now, there are three top stocks that insiders keep pouring millions of money. Which are these stocks? And of course, why do people keep pouring money into them? Now, following these in the no big wigs could be sharp ways to beat the nightmarish market right now. The market is so much like a nightmare. When you wake up every morning, the stock market, especially abroad in the New York and Shanghai, you could actually lose your appetite for the rest of the day. But there are some three stocks that are significantly being invested in without, repose. People are still, investing despite the fact that they are, unprofitable. Now, the bear markets are noisy and volatile, and it's difficult for investors to cut through the noise and find the right signal and discover good opportunities. Now, one of the clearest signals is insider trading activity. That is when the senior directors, founders, and large shareholders of a corporation buy or sell shares, and it could be a signal of underlying strength or weakness. Some studies have found that net insider activity in any month is positively correlated with stock price action over the subsequent 2 months. But simply put, insiders buying more shares of their own company is a green flag. And here is a look at the companies with the heaviest insider buying activity in recent months, especially during these unusual economic times. Number one, of course, we have Don't Miss. Now, Mitt Romney says a billionaire tax will trigger demand for these two physical assets and get in before the super rich swarm. Stocks are down, but cash is not a safe investment, according to Mr. Ray Dalio. Get creative to find strong returns. Warren Buffett likes these two investment opportunities of the 22 total insider trades over the past 3 months. And about 16 of these 22 were insider purchases. On net, insiders purchased more than 17 million shares of the company during this quarter. Now, senior directors Christopher Champion and Vicky Bailey were not net buyers during this quarter, but the biggest transactions came from key shareholders like the Berkshire Hathaway, and that is to say Warren Buffett's investment firm. Warren Buffett has been aggressively accumulating the position since the start of the year. The fact that insiders and the world's most successful investors are buying this stock at the same time is a clear indication underlying value. Fiserv is also another company that many investors have looked at investing in. Insiders have been aggressively buying shares of the financial technologies company Fiserv or FISV. The stock has been beaten down along with the rest of the fintech sector. However, it has outperformed its peers, and it's down just 17% year to date compared to Nasdaq, which is 35% plunge over the same period. Now, insiders see more room for growth ahead, and over the past 3 months, insiders completed 14 purchase transactions for a net of 1.63 million shares. Now, senior directors Guy Ciarello and Doyle Simons were net buyers on the market, but the biggest transactions were executed by investment company Value Act Holdings LP. Another company that many investors have been investing in abroad is GitLab. Now, GitLab, which is a software platform, has lost 60% of its value since November last year, but it's been caught in the ongoing tech bear market. However, the company's software package could see robust demand as corporations to try to automate processes and improve efficiency during downturn. This is why the management team expects top-line growth of 58% this year. Meanwhile, gross margins are as high as 90%. Put simply, the company is in a strong position to sustain its growth strategy despite the economic headwinds ahead. GitLab's management team is certainly confident about its prospects, and they have been aggressively buying shares of the company. Insiders purchased about 18 million shares across 15 transactions in the past 3 months. The C-suite executives, like Mr. Michael McBride, Robin Skalman, and Dale Brown, were buying during this quarter. Seed investor Khosla Ventures, Seed C and LP, also raised stake in the company, and the venture capitalist team now owns more than 10% of GitLab's outstanding shares. Those are some of the companies that many people have invested in despite tough economic times there. And the bear market on the New York Stock Exchange, quite many features are losing out, like the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ 100, as well as the S&P 500. They have been plunging downwards, and this has been something that we haven't seen in a long while. And definitely many speculate of a recession in the United States of America. I don't know who monitors the recession here in Uganda, but definitely we are seeing that when we have a recession in the United States, it flashes out into the entire world because it is the biggest economy. I mean, whatever happens to the United States economy definitely impacts on each and every other person here in Uganda. Now, let's look at some news coming in from Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin could soar over 40% by the year end. And here are the 3 stocks that stand to benefit. Bitcoin might have cemented its status as digital gold, but one other widely touted purpose has yet to be properly played out. The daddy of crypto is supposed to be a hedge against inflation, but recent times have shown that soaring inflation has not provided a tailwind. And in fact, Bitcoin's performance has followed the lead of the equity market and mirroring the wide downturn in 2012. Bitcoin's price has tumbled over 70% since peaking last November. That said, the death of Bitcoin has been announced countless times before, and one thing Bitcoin has been adept at doing over at its decades plus history is bouncing back eventually. While Dutch bank Marion Laboer does not anticipate last year's peak to be achieved over the next term, using S&P 500 stocks as a reference and factoring in the effect of higher interest rates, the senior strategists believes that by the end of the year, Bitcoin price could climb very fast to very high levels. And where, for example, we have now 19,000, it could climb at the end of the year to a price of about 28,000, which is going to be a 45% increase from the current levels. And where the Bitcoin price goes, so does the prices of the stocks operating in its ecosystem. With this in mind, we scored the TipRanks database and homed in on 3 names which are set to benefit from a potential rise in Bitcoin's value. They all operate in the Bitcoin mining space. They are rated as strong buys by the analyst community. and they offer plenty of upside potential in the year ahead. And here is the lowdown. Now we have Core Scientific. Core Scientific, let's first take a look at Core Scientific in one way or another. It is one of the figureheads in high performance, and Nate